Songs that lure men to their demise. Beautiful creatures that can put you into a trance with a simple look in their eye. Let's dive into the world of mermaids and their mysterious underwater secrets. You remember the scene from The Little Mermaid where she's following the boat close behind? This guy seems to definitely be going through that as well. Although not on a pirate ship, a very curious little mermaid has taken an interest in this person. Simply fishing on his kayak, this fisherman's GoPro managed to capture a striking visual footage of a head popping out of the water. Mind you, this is the middle of nowhere, so this is quite terrifying to see what appears to be a human head popping out from within the mist, and quickly sinking back down when the man feels a presence watching him. Human senses are terrifying. I find it hard to believe this could be a seal or something similar, because the fact that they were able to duck down the moment the man turned around is telling. I don't think regular marine life would clock in it that fast, but again, I'm not a marine biologist. Patience is a virtue. This YouTuber by the name of The Truth Is Out There had been constantly coming back to this little cove to try and catch some mermaids. He had been hearing locals discuss how important this place was, and how mermaids love to come by and play around in the shallow waters. Well, he allegedly got us proof. Not too long after starting up the camera, two little heads of marine life pop up from the surface, bobbing their heads up and down. The cameraman obviously becomes very excited, trying to contain his joy by keeping his voice down in fear that he might scare off the supposed mermaids. He becomes a little ambitious, however, because towards the end of the video, he talks about laying a trap for these mermaids and trying to lure them in with fish covered in honey. Would a food combo like that lure you in if you were a mermaid? I'm sure we've all seen this mermaid sighting go crazy all over TikTok. It was a long night for this fisherman who uploaded these videos to his account by the name of Sauce90. And apparently this weird night first started with abnormal crab encounters. It was odd to him, but nothing out of the ordinary, and tossed the crab back. His videos were pretty normal after that while he continued to record his journey, until he noticed that the same crab was thrown back onto his boat. He then begins to hear what he assumes was dolphins singing, and quite loudly at that. It almost sounds like a person screaming. He then captures some crazy footage of two sea creatures keeping up with the speed of his boat as they travel alongside it. This encounter goes as far as to follow him all the way back to the docks, which is highly unusual. Another striking video he uploads the next time he's at sea is in the morning, where just below the surface of the water we see a greenish yellow tail, and dare I say, do I see a trail of hair just further up its body? What are your thoughts on this? Witnessing mermaids in the dark is terrifying because your brain can't necessarily make sense as to what's going on. These poor coast guards became subjected to that, zooming fast in dark and choppy waters, only to see out of the corner of your eye some strange creature jump out right beside you. The one driving doesn't seem to notice for obvious reasons, trying to look ahead and keep the boat steady. But thankfully it was his buddy that noticed this creature jump out for a brief moment before diving back in and swimming beneath the boat. The one coast guard, caught by surprise, quickly darted to the other side of the boat to try and catch a glimpse of it one more time. The first appearance it makes is incredibly eerie, with its eyes reflecting the light from the camera, giving it that scary hollow look. Despite its size, it looks incredibly old, not a speck of hair appearing on the top of its head from what I can see. Definitely reminding me that not all mermaids are the beautiful enchantress we see in movies. The Wolf River Mermaid. These mythical creatures love to show up around fishermen, probably because they're the ones that already have their camera out. A couple of buddies were out along the calming waters in Wisconsin, fishing and having a blast, until a strange creature poked its head out very briefly before realizing that there were people around before diving back down. It happens extremely quickly though, but the supposed mermaid head just stays out just long enough for the cameraman to notice it. Quickly she dives back down, with her tail emerging just behind her, revealing a very spiky looking spine. The man jumps up immediately, fishing no longer on his mind now that there was a potential mermaid swimming around them. Many are backing up this video as well, with one comment stating, "To those that don't live in this area, there are no dolphins or seals there. It is a freshwater river in the Midwest." Farther down than any human has gone before exists a world guarded by those that are half fish and half human. On rare occasions, they come to the surface, appearing before us and sometimes accidentally getting caught on tape. This video was labeled Mermaids of the Caribbean and was uploaded to YouTube only 6 years ago. This video is incredibly intriguing. An older man decides to spend the day on a dock but notices something strange out of the water. Quickly taking out his phone, he started to record what he believes are mermaids playing with each other. What's even scarier is that while the majority of mermaid videos are shot from far away, this is the first video we ever get to see of a mermaid up close and clear. This marine creature seems to continuously poke its fin out, and we get this amazing visual of a very jagged and clearly worn out flapper. It's clearly been around for some time, showcasing its age and history that it's been through. I don't know what to make of this. I've never seen anything so detailed before in an alleged mermaid video. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think this could be a mermaid? I feel as though Nashville would have been the last place to encounter a mermaid, but apparently they have them over there as well. Uploaded to X back on August 14th, 2020, this woman uploaded a video titled "Somebody in Nashville Saw a Mermaid." And there it was. Out in the middle of an open water was some creature or person sticking its head up above the surface. From far away, it does just look like a regular person. You'd think nothing of it at first. It isn't until it dives beneath the water that we finally get to see its tail flap in the air. A lot of the comments under this video are mixed, with some saying it's real while others are calling it a complete hoax. I personally don't believe this is real, but who knows? I've been wrong plenty of times before. What are your thoughts on this Nashville mermaid sighting? A starking porcelain mermaid was seen swimming out in the middle of the ocean. With some, if not the majority, of deep sea creatures that are so far down, the lack of light in these twilight zones oftentimes keep these creatures colorless or translucent for camouflage purposes. I think that's what we're witnessing here, although I'm not entirely sure why a deep sea mermaid would be so far up along the surface like this. But my hope is that it's not because it's nearing the end of its lifespan. Based on how it's moving around so freely though, it doesn't seem to be going through any drastic changes, but looks like it's having a fun time. I'm not entirely sure who the original uploader of this video was, or what was used to film this footage, but it's definitely weird seeing this sort of creature out in the middle of nowhere. What do you think? Japan's bizarre mermaid fossil. This strange specimen has stumped scientists for years as to what this thing could possibly be other than a mermaid. Japanese versions of mermaids aren't as pretty and beautiful as our Western versions, but they're more on the creepy and scary side, with pointed teeth and sometimes having menacing horns above their head. The description is similar to this fossilized mermaid. Although it doesn't have any horns, it still has the terrifying needle-like teeth, as its mouth is constantly forever dropped, frozen in a horrifying expression. The legend behind this mermaid is that back in the year 1222, this mermaid washed ashore along the beaches of Hakata Bay. Originally picked up by fishermen, it was labeled as a good omen by a local shaman, who then had it buried in the Ukumido temple, which was a sacred place for the ocean dragon god. Although people cannot be sure if it's an actual mermaid, they decided it was best to keep a legend as a legend. Baja California has been getting some very interesting mermaid sightings. Uploaded just over a year ago, a random account posted this very intriguing video of a supposed mermaid jumping out of the water. Their attention was first grabbed because they saw something similar closer to shore and quickly pulled out their camera. I had to personally watch it myself a few times to be sure that it wasn't a dolphin, because although the jump is similar, there doesn't seem to be that noticeable dorsal fin. Its body is very sleek and lengthy, and for a split second I could have sworn I saw a human-shaped head before it disappeared into the depths below. It happened all so fast though, and the creature is super far away, so I can't be 100% sure on what this thing actually is. If this wasn't a dolphin or a shark, what could it be? What are your thoughts on this? Do you have any real mermaid sightings? Let me know down below, and I will see you all in the next video.